On the surface, what connects a frozen island in the far north of the world with an oil-rich country in Latin America suffering under sanctions? But in the logic of geopolitics, nothing happens by coincidence. The United States' interest in Greenland is not new, but today it is more visible than ever. This island is not just a mass of ice, it is a strategic location that controls the North Atlantic and lies directly along the maritime route that Russian ships and submarines could use if a large-scale conflict with the West were to erupt. From there, early detection is possible, naval nuclear arsenals can be tracked, and the transit corridors between the Arctic and the Atlantic Ocean can be controlled. History matters here. During World War II, Greenland was not outside the conflict, as is often assumed. After Nazi Germany occupied Denmark in 1940, Greenland suddenly found itself without real protection. The Germans attempted to use the region as a forward weather monitoring outpost, because control of weather conditions in the North Atlantic was a decisive factor for the movement of fleets and submarines. Germany did establish secret weather stations, and these sites later became targets of clashes, landings, and destruction operations carried out by U.S. forces. Fearing that the island could turn into an advanced German base, the United States established military bases and airfields there, not for direct invasion, but to prevent the enemy from using it as a transit or surveillance point. This historical precedent explains something crucial. Greenland becomes a center of conflict only when a world war approaches. Today, the scene is repeating itself, but the adversary has changed. Russia possesses an advanced naval nuclear fleet, and the Arctic has become a real military corridor, not merely a frozen region. Securing Greenland therefore means, in practical terms, choking off any early Russian movement toward the Atlantic. As for Venezuela, it represents the other face of the conflict. The issue is not only the political system, but oil. Venezuela holds one of the largest energy reserves in the world and is a key supplier to China. In any major confrontation between Washington and Beijing, war would not begin with missiles, but with the strangling of energy supplies. China depends on imports to power its factories, its military, and its economy. If it were to lose a critical portion of its oil supplies, its ability to sustain a prolonged war would quickly erode. From this perspective, it becomes clear why Venezuela remains under constant U.S. pressure, and why its file is reopened whenever tensions with China escalate. Greenland controls military routes. Venezuela controls the energy lifeline. Between them, an undeclared map of conflict is taking shape, managed quietly, without a formal declaration of war. Does this mean World War III will begin tomorrow? Not necessarily. But what is certain is that we are living in a pre-war phase, securing strategic positions, controlling resources, cutting supply routes, and redrawing spheres of influence, exactly as happened before the great wars of the last century. History does not repeat itself word for word, but it uses the same tools. And those who understand the movement of geography today understand the shape of tomorrow's conflict.